Hey everybody, welcome to Life Inside Hell. It's me, your host, Brother Wild Bill, coming to you from inside the most dangerous prison in the Western Hemisphere. I'm the prison's chaplain as well as an inmate. I've been in prison for 13 years, serving a 46-year sentence. So I was thinking today, about how that nothing in life is that's good is easy. I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about my own life. It's a funny thing because I'll see if I can find a photo to put it up here. My mother found, this is an interesting, what a cliche it is for an American man to talk about old high school football stories, American football stories. But I'm going to tell one right now. When I graduated high school, they had a little award ceremony and gave me my helmet. Like, the helmets are expensive. I don't know what they cost, but I think like way over $1,000. And every year, when you finish playing, you give the helmet back. You understand what I'm saying? You have to give it back, and they take it and refurbish it because it's cheaper than buying new helmets every year. You can't buy 50 helmets, or it's $50,000. And so they take them. I don't know who does it, but they take them and they refurbish them. They're all beat up. And I remember when I played that you could judge who the good players were, who the badasses were by what their helmet looked like. Because the helmets, when you hit a lot, the paint chips off the helmet. Even though it's fiberglassed in, it chips off down into the white part. And so when you're facing the enemy's team, you know instinctively which players are bad, evil, by what their helmets look like. And I had forgotten that they gave me my helmet when I graduated high school because it was so fucked up they couldn't fix it. And so they just gave it to me. And I'd forgotten that story a long time ago. My mother was in the basement at my grandfather's house, and she sent me a picture of that helmet. And it hit me weird. I mean, I think I'll put it in the thing so you can see the picture of the helmet. It hit me weird to see it because nobody's helmet looked like that. And then I thought to myself, why didn't I go on? I love to play football. Why didn't I go on, playing American football? And the real answer was I wasn't willing to give what it took to go to the next level. And that's the truth. I wasn't willing to dedicate my life to it. Even though I enjoyed it, I was lazy. And that's the truth. And so I thought about that today. What am I doing now that I love doing that I'm not giving 100% to? What am I doing today? And I'm asking you that question. What is it that you love to do? You absolutely love to do. It could be even just recreational, or it could be your job, or it could be, what is it that you love to do that you could be really good at if you really got serious about? And so I'm asking myself that question today, and those questions are personal. I want to answer them here, and I want to ask you to answer them either. Not to me, at least, but answer them to yourself. What is the thing that you love doing? And what would you need to do to really excel at it? And how far could you go if you were really willing to live for it? Because whatever, you can't concentrate on 6 different goals. You just can't do it. You can only concentrate on one goal at a time, and that's the truth. The shotgun method doesn't work. There's a reason when you deer hunt, you don't use a shotgun, because the pellets are not strong enough to kill the deer. You have to use a rifle, which is a precision instrument. It puts all of its force in one tiny little spot. So you need to get that rifle of intention out and fire that rifle at one thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what your thing is. I know what mine is, but I don't know what your thing is. And I was thinking about myself today. Why don't I get serious? Why don't I stop, fucking around and stop putting things in, stop getting sidetracked. Why don't I focus on those things that are important to me? Like, you have one occupational thing. Listen. You can have one occupational thing that you can focus on. You can have one recreational thing that you can focus on. You can have one relationship, romantic relationship that you can focus on. You can have one of everything. Why don't we focus on those one instead of we're in let's just take a relationship for an example. We're in a relationship, but we have what the Panamanians call ganado. Ganado means cattle. We have cattle. On the phone, we have cattle, don't we? We have 10 other people that we talk to. We have one relationship, but we have 10 other girls or 10 other boys that we talk to that we're not with them, and we're not romantically involved. But it's like, they're when we get pissed off at our partner, we speak to them. Fuck that. That shouldn't be the way. Or if we're at work, we don't give 100% at work, do we? We concentrate. We read the paper. We do other things. We don't concentrate on what we're doing at all. We don't try to make it better. We don't try to be the best at what we're doing. We don't. And then we never excel. The relationship thing, we never go forward. Our relationship doesn't get good with our partner. And now that partner relationship thing too, you can give 100% and the other person can be given 10% and the shit still doesn't work. That's possible too. So, but if you find somebody that's willing to give 100% to you, give 100% to them as well. Do everything you can possibly do. And I don't mean like, I'm not trying to say you should chase them or something, but I mean like, make that your romantic relationship. Let that satisfy you. And if you have a job that you just love, well, like concentrate on that. And if you're doing a job that you don't love, in your spare time, work on trying to get to where you want to be in what you'd really like to be doing. But we need to have some tunnel vision, It's time to have tunnel vision in all the shit that we're doing, because what we're doing when we use the shotgun method is just for absolute failure. I mean, you can't do, my father used to tell me, he said, you can do one thing well or two things half-ass. You can't do anything more than one thing at a time. And I remember as a kid, I could have went on to college and played ball, but I didn't concentrate on it. I didn't try to, I don't know. I enjoyed playing. We had, I was good at it. I was team's captain, but I just assumed that was the end of it, and it was. And like if I could go back right now and do it over again, I was so damn good at it. I should have been in the weight room. I should have been running sprints in the off season. I should have been working on my grades, trying to make sure they were good. And I didn't do none of that shit. I like to drink beer and try and chase pussy. That was what I did, and it's really true. And so it's a shame that's another thing, that work ethic always beats talent. I'll tell you something, I am impressed by Mike Tyson. A lot of people think he's stupid or something. That's a smart motherfucker. Mike Tyson, I read his workout program and I've modeled mine much less. I couldn't do his workout, but I mean, I modeled my workout on the style of workout that he did on his. He worked out like 4 fucking times a day. Like, he was working out at 7 o'clock in the morning, and he did this 6 days a week, 365 days a year. I mean, he took one day off a week to rest, and he ate the same food every day. And people say, well, oh God, I couldn't do that. Well, you couldn't be world champion in a boxing ring either, because that's what it required. It required him to do those things. He came into the boxing ring in much better physical condition than anybody else, and won in 2 or 3 rounds usually. I mean, he obviously he's an old guy now, but I mean, back in the day, he was the new thing, because he was just a destruction. He came in, I don't know how many fights he had in a row without a loss. Many. In the heavyweight world, that's amazing. Anyway, I'm not here to champion Mike Tyson as a boxer. I'm here to champion his work ethic. And what it really I took away from it was the fact that I was reading, and he said that he did this for 8 years. He never took a vacation for 8 years. But fuck, he was the best, and everybody in the world, like right now, that was 20, 30 years ago. 30 years ago that was. And we're still sitting around here talking about Mike Tyson. So I mean, like, he did something, What could you do? What could you do if you were focused on what you wanted to do? What could you do if what is it? What it is that's holding you back? It's the same thing that's holding me back, is fear. Fear that I might fail, or fear that it might hurt. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna fucking hurt a lot. But you know what hurts more? Being old and looking back and wondering what if. Like right now I'm talking about this football helmet thing. I'm looking back and thinking, what if I'd given 100%? I don't want no more what ifs. I don't want no more what ifs in my life. I want to know if I can or not. If I can't, well, no problem. I don't have to worry about it anymore because I failed. That's okay. Failure's okay. But what's not okay is not to try. If you like this message, like, subscribe, and comment. If you didn't like it, as always, roll it up and cram it deep, deep, deep up your ass. I love you guys. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, and comment. There's links if you want to talk to me directly in the description box here. You can find them. There's Instagram, Facebook, and email link. There's a link to a book I wrote called Long Live the King Wild Bill, which is a great book. It's a prison memoir about my life in prison, what happened to me, how I got put in prison, my first year in prison. Go pick that thing up. I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next go around.